Mr. Nate. Mr. Nate, you have a fantastic array of stuff going on over at Crypto College, and we would love for you to tell us more about it.
All right, yeah, no problem. Let's start with the intro, huh?
Yeah, go for it. Elevator speech.
You got it? Here's what I will say. I think we got like the best banger on Cardano as far as the theme song goes. Could you guys hear it?
We heard a little bit of it, yeah, and of course I've heard it on the videos. So
yeah, no, it's pretty good. I'm super impressed with that. I love it. But yeah, you want me to get right in? I'll start with the. We go over everything, and I want to be courteous of time, so I'm going to give you the synopsis.
So you're the last guest.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. I'll be curious of your time, I should say. I don't want to go over too much, so we can talk forever. Crypto College is an NFT access community that provides data-driven reviews, guides, and social and educational content of play-to-earn games, investments across multiple blockchains. Tiered NFTs allow for members to choose their participation level for weekly and monthly giveaways, scholarship opportunities, and customized educational content. And so that's the shortest I can make it before we decide which direction we want to go in.
The videos you make are awesome.
Oh, I appreciate that because we're just starting out. And so I think it's easier to get if I just quickly give like a 1-minute background of how Crypto College started because it's not a regular PFP NFT project. It doesn't fit in any of those tagged categories that you normally find on like Cardano Cube or something. It's pretty novel in that regard. So we started in about 2020 with as a mining group. And most of the people who were joining the mining group, we had our own mining pool, and I was the hardware guy. And most of the people that joined the mining pool were not tech people. So what we found was once we started getting pretty big, we were mining like maybe 20 Ethereum a month during the GPU mining, is that more people, these just regular people with full-time jobs and some expendable income, wanted to mine. So they're like, all right, how do I get into mining? And we ended up having to teach people so frequently that we started creating just these simple like guides and videos on YouTube, like, a full tutorial, how to create a wallet, how to do this, how to set up, how to designate to the pool. And when we started creating the videos, it was like, oh, maybe there's something here. And then once we started not just selling the Ethereum for US dollars, people started slowly branching out and investing them into projects. And then they would bring the projects back to the group and be like, hey, look, I just, doubled my money. I bought this NFT and here's how you buy this NFT. So we started formalizing it. And that's where sort of Crypto College was birthed. And I'm a university professor in New England. And that's, I always liked teaching and I didn't mind doing all of this. So I was like, hey, why don't I just channel all this into an actual project? And that's sort of how Crypto College was birthed. So if I could sum it up, it's sort of like Crypto College is like a super guild in some regard. Now, I know you guys had on Knights of Cornucopias last week, and they sort of have the same model as we do for some of our guild organization. But I'll talk about that. We break ourselves up into multiple different sections. Let me start here. So we organize ourselves kind of like a regular college, like a regular university. Now, where usually the focus of a university is the educational side, it's not necessarily what people pull away from it when they go to university. There's all these secondary and tertiary resources that are there, right? You have the public library, you have the auditorium, the atrium, you have all the facilities, you have the clubs. Most people pull away from the clubs. You have the sports. So for most people, going to college isn't really about getting a degree. It's more so all of these, like I said, secondary and tertiary resources that is not only for the individuals, but for the community themselves. So Crypto College is seeking to sort of emulate that secondary part rather than the educational part. It's still there, but we sort of infinitely expand into every space, like PFP NFTs, we have a DeFi center, which deals with PFP NFTs. We have a gaming center, which deals with both Web 2 and Web 3 games, and play to earn games. We have our information center, which will be soon hosting X Spaces. They do tokenomics reviews. They do projections for economies for play to earn games and regular cryptos. And we have our trading center, which is really big. And we have a bunch of skilled traders with some live stream portfolios so you can copy trade. And the way it's set up is it's sort of infinitely expandable. So when you're a member of Crypto College, I'd say about 50% of the resources are free. And then the other is locked behind an NFT gate. And those are required for the NFT access. And so I'll stop there if you have any questions, and then I can continue if you want to orient the conversation somewhere.
Oh, no. I mean, and that fits perfectly with the classroom that we put into the community hub for you.
Yeah,
and college and training.
You sell yourself a little bit short there. I think you're a little bit better than meager in terms of designing these things, especially in those spaces. Don't sell yourself.
Well, I'm just saying I'm a hack. When it comes to 3D, I'm a hack. That's all I'm going to say. No professional training.
I think you're doing pretty good for the way you're building. It's not like you're working in Unreal Engine,
Well, we're running Unity, but the biggest thing is just learning what you can do with Blender. I mean, there's so many facets, and you can get really fancy with the textures, or you can be playing with the textures, or you can find a good texture and just sort of, I don't want to say rob it, but borrow it under open community whatever the copyright stuff is. Yep. So you're free to use it. So I just want to make something visually appealing. At the same time, it implies, some structure of the project itself. So you were our first classroom. You're not the only one now. Skill Center's in there, but continue.
So I'll go into more detail about our specific clubs. So while most projects, I'll go how we're different from most projects. So where most crypto projects, their sort of business model is they're selling a product, right? It's sort of like a group investing. It's buy our random thing, usually it's an NFT, and then we're going to use your money and maybe give some of it back to you. That's the breakdown of most projects. Those who aren't providing a product, like PFP NFTs, and they call it utility. So how we're different is our community is the product. So we're not trying to grow a community with the intent to sell them something. We're growing the community with the intent to sell the community, essentially. And that's what makes us pretty unique. And so the primary vehicle for how we bring in value, most projects will try and extract value from the community. I know I'm bringing it down to some rudimentary and maybe distasteful terminology, but that's essentially what it is, right? That's why they come out with season 2 and season 3 of things, and it's a continual cycle of just sort of extracting value from the community. We stray away from that in the fact that we seek to extract the value from outside of the community, and then it's an organized flow of how we distribute the value to our members. So, and because of that, it allows for most people, for most people in our community,
Did Nate just rug, or did I rug?
I lost Nate there now.
Is it back now?
I lost him
now.
Yeah, you're back. Go ahead.
All right, what was the last thing you heard?
Our community was the last thing I heard.
Okay, so we are sort of, since the whole goal is our community is oriented outwards, our entire project is oriented outwards. We continually seek partnerships and continually grow because that's how we bring value into the community. And so that's sort of the entire driving mechanism. We were talking about with the videos we do and the resources we throw out, that's the entire intent. So just like I was saying before with a regular university, like they have auditoriums, right? If you're a small business or you're a project, or you want to hold voting, or you want to do a job fair, or you want to do any of these community activities, you usually go to your local university because they have all the facilities and that's what they're all set up for. So that's sort of what we're building, but in the Web3 space and some of Web2. So when we go to projects, like you were talking about videos we were doing, our partnerships, we want to leave our partners with more, we want to leave it better than when we arrived. So we always try and give more beyond the simple, people say they have a collaboration or a partnership, but they really just like exchange NFT assets and then run a Twitter giveaway or something. So we always try and bring it one step and above. So when we partner with somebody, we want it to be a big event. Sure, if you have a launch for a project, we try and negotiate something where it's like, hey, give us 10 NFTs to give away to our community, and in exchange we're going to do a promotional video, we're going to run a 30-day event, we're going to do all the outreach, we're going to make graphics, we're going to do X amount of live streams, so we're really sort of giving our community to another and really start a collaboration. And the hope is that, both projects benefit from this mutually. And I think that's what really sets us apart from a lot of the other communities, is that we're like a community for the community. You know what I mean? So it's our drive to continually collaborate with other people that, I don't want to say that we're constantly innovating, but we're always trying to bring it up to the next level. We're always trying to improve the production quality of our events and our resources, and we're always trying to reach out and give a little bit more than we take. Any questions on that?
No question on that. We love your videos. So fantastic. You have a good eye for that. You have a good perspective on how to stage different elements in it and everything. So yeah, that is great. My one question would be, why Carda Station?
Why are we involved in Carda Station?
Yeah, I mean, why did you gravitate to us? Yeah,
well,
I'm curious.
I mean, I know I spoke with you guys before, but you were talking about Pavia, right? And so we started on Ethereum, and we moved to Binance, and we're on the Near protocol, and we're on Solana, and we're on Avalanche. We're on every blockchain, and we decided to build on Cardano, just because the technology is better. It's just a better place to build a product, and it's much safer for our community. But one of the reasons that we settled into Carda Station so early is because, despite coming from Ethereum and BSC and AVAX, which are arguably maybe an entire bull run ahead as far as community evolution, right? We're just going into our play to earn in our gaming phase while everyone else had that last bull run. So Cardano's behind in that regard. But despite that, Carda Station had the deliverable elements that we had really never even seen before. So it was the little things like the order of delivery. You had a little mint, and then you immediately delivered a product, regardless of what that product was. And then it was a slow build. You had a working product immediately. And that's something that's really unique in the Web3 space. Usually, right, it's just promises, and then they begin development, and then they have like a 3 to 4 year roadmap, and then they maybe never deliver. But it was the fact that it was almost an immediate deliverable, and then an ask for money was just right on the side for continued development. And so when you see things like that, and this is part of our review process when we review other projects, that's the thing we look for. Because those are the people who are in it for the long haul. Those are the people who truly care about what they're doing. And there could be months of zero profitability, but they're still going to drive forward. So it benefits us to identify that early and begin working with those projects, because we don't want to sink our time into projects, that are just in it for the money, or the first sight of red, they're going to just rug and try again and then blame it on the market or something, So that's why we look for Carda Station. As soon as I jumped in, I think I bought land within 30 minutes. I did a quick review, jumped in, it worked, and I was like, I'm in. Just because it's so far ahead of all of these other things. Like you were talking about Pavia. I don't want to, knock other projects, but with their funding to deliverable ratio is not there. You know what I mean?
I could hug you right now. I almost gonna cry right now. So this is like, this is, you just said it. Nate, I'm just stunned. That's awesome, because that's how we feel. And for you to point that out and articulate it in such a manner, brother, I could hug you right now.
Oh, that's all right. We can do a virtual hug. I'll meet you in Carda Station. We can do a hug. Put in those emotes. We can slash hug. But
Well, we have emotes, but we don't have a hug emote yet.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's you guys and Future Fest. I mean, I post things about this all the time. I think some of the most undervalued projects, not on Cardano, but like in the crypto space, it's almost, I think the only limiting factor is exposure. You know, it's just because it's so the contrast between, you know, the bar for Web3 is so low. It's frustrating where the money goes. For us at Crypto College, it was so easy to identify Carda Station and Future Fest as just so good projects. It's just right away, we're in, they're going to be here forever. These are going to be blue chips in a short amount of time. It's frustrating that the money doesn't see that as well. You know what I mean?
We'll like, yeah, for sure. And you know, we're going to pick up the slack on, you know, the marketing that we maybe weren't as attentive as we could have been. And
no,
you know, you just came to the girl that sits in the corner that nobody asked to dance and said, you know what, you're beautiful. And I'm saying, like, that's awesome, man. I'm still blown away, because it just feels like, you know, we're so underrated, and nobody's really picked up on that. And I'm just stunned. You just made my day, brother, without a doubt.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even, it's not even that. So you, again, I think, I know everyone knows you're undervalued and underrated, but you guys have been building and patching through the bear market. You know, it's not like you've been doing the bare minimum and you need to pick it up. No, you just need that, I think, that one influencer to just pick it up and mention it, and then it's just off to the races. You know what I mean? All the elements are there. It already works. We've already held events. Crypto College has held like 3 events in there.
Oh yeah. Well, we don't want to turn this. We don't want to turn this into a Carda Station love fest, but we do appreciate what you said. Yeah, when we, I mean, Germanicus will tell you, as soon as we opened, it was bare land. It was like we were standing there naked, and you were slowly watching us getting dressed as we actually found pieces of clothing to wear. But no, we wanted to come out immediately so that people could help influence what we were actually building and putting up. And so we were always getting feedback. We couldn't always execute the feedback, but we at least wanted to solicit the feedback. But yeah, it was bare moonscape and a sign that says, well, something's going to go here, something's going to go here, something's going to go here. We still have some of those things that need to be built and put out, but it's multiplayer, and you're going to be able to build something that represents your passion or your vision or things that are important to you, or a store where you can actually sell something. The store part was still working on, but that was the whole idea behind it. It's the whole idea behind Pavia too, but we're on different development tracks on how we're choosing to release stuff. I mean, they're going for the big AAA stuff. We're going for the space nerds and 3D builders who want to build. I mean, that's our main audience, you know, and just getting the word out so builders and space nerds know that we're here is where we've had the issue. But I appreciate what you're doing with the college.
Yeah,
I think there's somebody that's a multi-chain project would actually come and actually want to do stuff with us and actually run events and stuff on our platform. Man, I'm blown away by that. So we have a multi-chain project that's really interested in us, and I'm very happy about that.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the big thing is that we didn't start out in Cardano, we landed on Cardano. So that's a sort of a testament towards, you know, maybe if people need a motivator in the space. We started on Ethereum, worked our way through, and ended on Cardano, and was like, oh, this is where it's going to be. You know, we didn't go where the profit is. We could have easily went other places and launched NFTs on Solana and made 100 times more money. We know that's the case, but we didn't. We were like, this is where we want to be. We're going to be here when this actually catches on and blows up. And so But yeah, we're still multi-chain. And so identifying projects, that's one of our biggest things. So we sort of give our community curated investment advice. Like we go through, do full reviews like this. We have a review process. Some of it's listed. And then we provide it to the community. Then we reach out and provide to the community. And that's what the NFTs are for. On Crypto College VIP, our website, so we have 3-tiered NFTs. Well, before I go into that, so our Crypto College coin, CCC, we created that out of a necessity because we are multi-chain. So it's really difficult, if we're trying to distribute rewards to our community, if, someone's a Solana guy, someone's an ETH guy, someone's an ADA guy, it's like really hard to speak in common tongue. And unless we have some sort of small exchange built into us where we just have all these wallets and keep exchanging the rewards everywhere, that's why we made a CCC, the Crypto College coin, was because we need a common medium to distribute these rewards and a common currency for everyone to talk about because we're multi-chain. And because of that, the tokens are not an investment vehicle for us. And we wanted to prove that and do things a little bit differently. So when we launched the coin, there was no pre-sale, there was no pre-allocation. We just made the coins, 100% of them were put in an LP. And then everybody, including the founders and including the Crypto College LLC, purchased the coins from the LP. So that was sort of like hey, this is really a commodity and a medium for exchange, and we're going to prove it. And that's why we made that. And because we have we're in so many different things, we have so many clubs, and the clubs are community owned. That's why we have the NFT access. One of the other things that are so big or so different about Crypto College, there's a really big wall in a lot of projects. Even a project that has a huge community and a great community, there's a wall between the devs and the community. It's sort of like the community looks up to the devs and is like, do something, devs, and then the devs push it down. So in Crypto College, there really is no wall. If you have a particular interest and you're like, oh, I'm really interested in this, cornucopias or something. And I'll be like, hey, why don't we promote you to a mid-tier just to be part of the team? You can run the guild on cornucopias. And then we give our resources in DAO and then, vote towards where things go. So that's what makes us, I think, pretty different from a lot of projects, is that we don't have any hard lines. If the community wants to go somewhere, we can easily shift and add funds and then run events and set it up. And if that guy who wants to run the cornucopias, we actually have a partnership with the Knights of Cornucopias. But if they want to, hold a certain event or create a guild and there's something, then they can start it and we'll see what we can do to foster it and help it grow. So that's what's really different between us and a lot of other projects, is that it's like all we do every day is just ask our community, like, what can we do to help? What do you guys want to do? And then we're going to shift our roadmap around that. And that's why we have the NFTs. That's why we have the 3-tiered NFTs, because it allows you, there are 3 different price points, and it allows you to choose your participation levels. Whether if you're really involved, maybe you just want to stop in every now and then, you can select one at different price points. But the NFTs are a wormhole in themselves, so I don't want to get too specific on there, but you can see all of the different features of the NFTs on the cryptocollege.vip under the minting section. We have it nicely laid out for what each thing gets as far as access goes.
Okay, well, I have a side question that hopefully it'll be interesting. What's the name of your mascot, and how did you come up with that mascot?
So our mascot, our little robot, we just uploaded him. I don't know if you guys saw that. You can actually play with him, a 3D model. We're working on animating him right now. His name... Oh,
you got the 3D model now?
Oh, yeah, he's on the website. You can play with him.
You want to send that over to me?
All right. We're working on animations right now. He's already rigged, but we're working on animations.
But no, I'm just talking about this as a stand. I can replace the flat models that I have.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll send that over.
Okay.
So he is a robot, right? There's some lore behind this. Part of what made Crypto College so advanced in resources is that we formed a partnership with this now defunct robotics facility that created a state-of-the-art AI helper robot, and we got pretty much the only batch of them. So we got pretty much the only batch of them. So that's what makes it so advanced. So his name, he's a revolutionary operational interface, and he's from Project. Revolutionary operational interface. But you can call him Roy, R-O-I for short. Okay? And so that's a double pun, and that was thought of by one of our community members. I think it was Bishop. And I just laughed as soon as I saw this. His name is Roy, R-O-I. We got like a triple pun there. But he's the one who facilitates all of these partnerships and information.
Yeah, Roy and Rocco go together. That's great.
Yeah. So we're building our lore for Carda Station on the moon. I've created some posters, but essentially we've taken this robot to Carda Station. And so now we've taken a repository of information and resources and data with us to the moon. So now we're hoping to be a hub on the moon colonies for a callback to what we once were as a major civilization.
Yeah, very, very nice. Man, I really appreciate that. Germanicus?
Oh, just right, just listening, and you're game tight, Nate. But I've kind of always known that, and you guys bring some, not just it's not just what you're bringing, it's also how you're delivering it. So I mean, just keep on keeping on, brother. Really appreciate you. So.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, the hope is that with the method we're going about doing it, Web3 is great. The anonymity is great. The trustless is great. But I think we're missing a lot of that. So we're trying to keep to Web2 business principles at a core. I think that's missing, and I think that's the method we're going for. So that's why we created a LLC in Georgia, in the United States, so we can operate legally. Maybe do some real contracting between companies, instead of it being always anonymous, having to find someone on Twitter and trust that they're going to do the work for you. So we're hoping to be an intermediary for that. And hopefully when we gain enough notoriety and I didn't rep there, right? When we get enough notoriety and trust from the public, that we can act as a public space, like an intermediary. So maybe let's say you guys have a plot of land, or Pavia or Sandbox or something have a plot of land that's worth $10,000 or something. You want that to be used. You don't want that just to be flipped by VCs and have it never be used. So the hope is that we can legally sign a contract with them. Like, hey, give us this land for 6 months and we'll host X amount of events, so many live streams, put on so many public spaces, cross partnerships, and hopefully we can act as the intermediary from those projects. I think the Easter egg hunt was a good proof of concept for that we did with you guys. I'd love to do it again. I know it's a pretty big workload on you guys, so I'd love to not put as much work on you guys this time.
But it just so happened Easter's coming up. How convenient.
Right.
Yeah, we can work something out.
It was very fun, it was very organic. It started snowballing at the end, and I think with our new round of, even though it's a bear market, I think hopefully those who've been following us, they probably noticed a massive increase in production quality. We're in phase 2 right now of our phase 3 building. If you look at our NFTs and coin prices and stuff, and you're wondering why it's sort of stagnated, that's by design. Because just like Carda Station, we wanted to send out the foundation first and then just build. We didn't want speculation. We didn't want it to be built on false promises. So we're currently in our phase 2 right now. Our videography, our assets are way better. We're making 3D assets now. Our website looks way better. We're working on our production quality. So hopefully when we start running these events, it starts looking like B+, AA, white chip sort of quality, and maybe that'll entice more people. So I'm excited and hopeful if we do another Easter egg hunt that it picks up way more steam than last time, and we can really sort of bring Cardano together again. I think we had like 18 projects in that one. That was just word of mouth.
Well, the eggs are still in the classroom, so, but I know it might have been 18. I can't remember exactly. So
was donating other stuff. It was fun. It was a good time, since the market was in the shitter at that point.
Well, no, one, one of the eggs nobody ever found, so it's still out there.
Gonna put a bounty on that. But yeah, I mean, if you just scroll through our feed, we've really picked up the events. You know, we always try to have an event going, a big event. A lot of times our events are bigger than some NFT projects even promise. It's just sort of how we like to do it. But yeah, there's no shortage. There's no shortage of fun at events at Crypto College.
Yeah, you brought up Future Fest. Yeah, Future Fest and us, we're sort of bosom buddies. We're like events, and I have wonderful conversations with them, especially about the Unity back end stuff. But yeah, they're a lot of fun. We're more about building out your vision, but we're kindred spirits for sure.
Yeah, both in the same boat, where you're just like, you know, you'll go look at a future bot and you're like, these NFTs are $20. You know what I mean? And they just give you so much more than like every other project does. Just like your land's like $15, and you're like, wait, for $15 I can build a class, build something and have a spot. Like there's no other metaverse that's like that for both.
Yeah, that's why we built out their exhibit and included some dancing robots in there, so you can actually go watch robots dance.
Yeah, if Roy's rigged, maybe it's easy to map the Rocco dance to him, but he doesn't have legs, so.
Oh, well, I'm sure there's a way around that. Yeah, I mean, I figured out how to animate them. That's why I have a dancing Charles, and the Lunar Charles is dancing in the metaverse. So he's there. So yeah, we probably could do something with Roy. Yeah.
Yeah, we're looking to, I know we talked about it before, but once he's all rigged up and ready to go, we're always about not putting any workload on you guys. So both you and Future Fest have given the soft green light to go ahead and make this guy a little NFT robot to follow you around a bunch of metaverses. We're still reaching out a bunch of different blockchains to get him there too. So that'll be a nice, fun, unique thing. You know, how many projects can say that you get one NFT and you get your little robot pal in like 5 different projects, you know? So that'll be fun for base.
Yeah. We even have a couple of Carda Station things at Future Fest that someone can go in, they get the NFT in their wallet for Carda Station, then they can actually access our backpack and wear it around.
Yeah, and that's unique on Cardano too. I don't know if you guys experience other chains. Other chains are very much dog eat dog. There's not a lot of the collaborations are very short-lived and short-sighted. Or I shouldn't say short-sighted. They're very contingent and short-lived, you know. So there's not really many projects working together like I see a lot of people do on Cardano.
Yeah, I think we got a good gist. So we'll open up to the audience. Anybody in the audience that wants to come up and ask a question, and Nate or Germanicus, don't ask me any questions. I'm the guy that's got the plot that's worth 10K. I'm just waiting for people to realize it.
3D Kiwi. So 3D Kiwi, one of our big things, we're not just for investors, we're also for other projects. So while we offer services, we let a lot of them go for free. And part of our business model is to sort of incorporate smaller groups into ours. So, you know, a lot of people will find difficulties in running a project in the fact that they have to run a website, they have to maintain a website, maintain a Discord, maintain a socials, you know, if they want to get off the ground. So we will always encourage people, especially with small projects, to hop in under us with full creative freedom and just use our resources. You know, if you want to host and we can find a way to host on our website, or take care of some things for you with some sort of integration, that's something we're always looking for, not just for his project, but for anybody's project, anybody's small project. And we have a few of those in the works right now, like with our information center. We partnered with Eric NFTs. He's also the guy that did the 3D model. And so he's under us, under our information center. And he's got like a Cardano calendar that goes through and puts all these X spaces in one Google Calendar for people to share.
Yeah, I need to get to know him. So
yeah, and so that's, you know, that's the other big thing is it's easy to connect. He's great. I can talk on private with him, but it should make it so much easier. And that's just another benefit of Crypto College. You know, if we act as a conduit between all these other projects, trusted projects, with a face to the name, it makes doing business and makes just everything so much easier, instead of all this anonymous nonsense and trusting smart contracts and stuff. So that's an open invitation to 3D Kiwi. If he needs any help with that, reach out. We'll see how we can help him. And any other people who either want to start their own project or have their own ideas and just need some help with all the basic stuff.
Yeah, and I want to call out.
Thank you so much for the offer. Yeah, so thank you so much, Nate. Let's discuss all of this in DM later on and so on. So, but thank you very much.
No problem.
I thought you left. You're still here. I want to call out our audience. Thank you guys for coming, and I see Jarhead listening. So Jarhead, you and I are long overdue to have a conversation at some point, and maybe an interview. So I have a hard stop coming up, so I'm going to go ahead and have to close it out. Give us your last line of, I don't know what to call it, milk and honey or what, but
I'll try. Yeah, here's what I'll say. There is zero reason. We give away so much for free, and any of our partners and collaborators can vouch for this. We genuinely just want to help people. We together we can navigate the crypto space. 100% of people, whether you're an investor, trader, gamer, Web2 gamer, doesn't matter. You should all just be in crypto college. Just join crypto college. Don't spend a dime. Just join crypto college first. Ask questions, hang around, see if it's something you like, and then maybe we can recommend, your next avenue. But at the minimum, I think you should be in crypto college.
How do they find you?
CryptoCollege.vip, www.cryptocollege.vip. That's the only link we ever share for security reasons. We don't want people sharing links of fake Discords. We don't want to provide the opportunity. So everything's on www.cryptocollege.vip.
Excellent. Well, thank you. Germanicus, you have any closing remarks?
Just want to say thanks to both 3D Kiwi and Nate for showing up, and everybody who's listening in. It's thanks. Appreciate y'all.
Now, just to give a note out, we invite guests who have exhibits inside Carda Station. So if you want to be a guest, you need to have an exhibit or be tied to an exhibit inside Carda Station, because we want to highlight people who are building and see the value of Carda Station and actually putting something in there. So just to call that out real quick, I'm available in Discord, so you can come see me in Discord easily enough, or you can just DM me inside Twitter at Julius T. So, and yes, I do like tea, so that fits. All right, that's it. We're going to go ahead and shut her down, and this is a weekly series now. Every Saturday, we're going to be here at the same time, so if you like what you heard, or if you see a guest that you want to listen to, come on and join us on the Saturday morning. All right. Thanks, everyone.